It's incredible seeing so many students here tonight at the Future Anything Activate program pitching their amazing ideas, the finalists from all around the country. It's mind-blowing for me seeing such young people with such amazing ideas, with such incredible prototypes, and now looking to take that next stage.
It was different to my other classes because I could talk to others and learn from them and grow my own ideas as well as help them grow theirs.
A program like the Activate program really shifts people into that way of thinking about their own future and the control they have over their destiny as early as possible. Thinking about what potential futures they could live and actually getting them into that experience of, breaking down boundaries, accessing the knowledge they need and creating some pretty incredible solutions as well.
I did this as an English unit and it was so amazing. It's nothing like I've ever done before and it was really engaging and it felt like that what we were doing really had a purpose and could make a difference. And I can't just apply that to my business, but also real life, which is awesome.
It teaches them how to solve problems and to build opportunities for themselves and others.
Usually I'm very independent, like I'll do it myself, but I'm really glad that Mariah and I have chosen to do it together as we've learnt so many more things from each other.
Yeah.
And been able to go further than we would have ever expected if I was just by myself.
It really does show how hard work pays off.
Shaping us to have a more flexible mindset of being an entrepreneur.
I'm not too great with handing in assignments and deadlines isn't really my strong point, but I found you just kind of push, and when you do have that kind of drive for something that you really want to happen, like something that you need to happen, it kind of comes naturally.
Teamwork, we've learnt teamwork.
We have.
I will ride this tricycle around the campus until our enterprise becomes a reality. Thank you.
The top prize, $2,500 cash, website, the mentoring and coaching. The one that we selected as the winner this evening, might do a drum roll, was Chloe's Heat Pack.
Good morning and welcome to our second semi-final of 8 in this year's Future Anything National Finals. My name is Nick Dyson, CEO and founder of Future Anything, and it is my great joy to walk you through what I know are going to be 5 really incredible pitches. To kick off, I want to start with a bit of a baseline question. I'd love for you to just take a second and reflect on how old you were when you first saw this map. For me, I was in prep. I remember getting a blank one very much like this and having to match the capital cities along with the states. I'd like to show you a second map, and I'd love for you to reflect on how old you were when you first saw this map. Now, what's fascinating to me is despite being 65,000 plus years older than the first map, we often see it so much later. So today we're going to talk a lot about innovation and new and next. And I actually want to ground our semi-final in acknowledging the fact that our belief is that true innovation comes from deeply honouring and acknowledging our past. So to kick off today's semi-final, I want to start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land in which we all live, work, play, learn and create. For me today, that's on Yagara and Turrbal land in Meanjin, and acknowledge the oldest continuing culture of our First Nations people from wherever you are. So thank you for joining us today in what I know is going to be fast and furious. From wherever you are, I would love for you to share maybe a selfie of you tapping into our semi-finals via any one of these social media platforms. So not on TikTok yet, I need to work out how to use that, I tend to watch like 3-week-old reels on Instagram. That's where I'm at. But feel free to jump in and tweet, post on Facebook and tag us, or on Instagram, or wherever your good social media comes from, and kind of share where you are today as we crack into our semi-finals. Now, what is this all about? This year, we've had 5,000 plus young people tap into our Activate program. Over a course of a term, they identify a problem that matters to them, and then they pitch an innovative solution. This is their mission. Take on the role of entrepreneur, pitch an idea that makes the world a better place. And from 200 plus applications for this year's finals, we have whittled them down to our top 40 teams that will be pitching across 8 semi-finals. Now, one of these teams will go through to our grand final and win our 2022 national grand final, like potentially our 2018 winner, Tanika, who identified that bullying was something very real in her community, and created her own school socks, but not as we know it. They have these cool, funky patterns underneath the shoe, but look like white school socks above the surface of the shoe, so she couldn't get in trouble from any of her teachers. Or potentially our 2019 winner, Culture Food. As young, proud Polynesians, they stumbled across a statistic that said that those in the Polynesian community are more likely to see or experience domestic violence. Wanting to do something about this very real statistic, they created a line of hoodies using Benina, one of the founders' artwork, to line the sleeves, with a portion of the profits going to support victims of domestic violence. Or potentially our 2020 winners. And look, rather than tell you about the idea, I might just show you what this experience looked like for them.
Has come up with something that is so important for us now in Australia, in the world, and we believe has got a great chance with the right partnerships and the right work and a lot of hard work to be successful, and that is Aqua Shield. And they jumped as which is well done, guys, fantastic. Wish we'd been.
I mean, that's what young people do every time they get a piece of assessment back in class, right? Or let's cue to last year's winner of our national grand final, Chloe. At just 11, she used a sewing machine that was gifted to her by her grandparents in order to create these cool, funky wheat bags that she sells across a number of stockists across Queensland now, and also on her website. For every wheat bag sold, she plants a tree. The real question is, in this semi-final, will we be watching the pitch of this year's national grand final? Let's walk through what today will actually look like. It's going to be a fast and furious 49 minutes left. I'm going to talk for a little bit, and then I'm going to introduce our judges, and then we will have 5 teams pitching before our judges deliberate, and you have the opportunity to vote for your favourite pitch. So this is kind of the run of the day. What's the structure? The teams have 3 minutes to pitch and 3 minutes hard. We will cut them off at the end of that 3 minutes. The judges will have 4 minutes in order to ask hopefully 1 question each of our teams in order to clarify anything that they want to know, at which point at the end, they will deliberate and choose a winner of this semi-final, and that semi-final goes straight through to our national grand final in November. Now, whilst the judges are deliberating, you will have the opportunity to vote for your favourite. So stay tuned, because at the end of the 5 pitches, we will reveal the link in order for you to vote for your favourite as well. So get excited, that will be happening. And one of our People's Vote winners may just secure themselves the wildcard entry to our national grand final. Now, this is enough from me. I'm going to bring our judges to screen. We are so thrilled to have Murray, Lucy and Paulette join us today. And rather than do them a disservice by reading their bios, I might just get them to introduce themselves in about 30 seconds and maybe also identify one thing that they're looking for in today's pitch. So Paulette, I might start with you. Tell us a little bit about you and what are you looking for?
Yeah, thanks, Nick, and thanks for inviting me along to be a judge today. It's really exciting. So I'm with Logan City Council, and my role in city transformation is to put a spotlight on the innovation, emerging technology and the entrepreneurship of our region. So I'm so lucky I get to see amazing young people pitch their ideas and talk about their solutions, which is really fantastic. And I guess probably one of the more exciting things is watching them grow and learn through that whole process and connecting to their community with that. What I'm looking for in a team is you know, really tapping into those enterprise skills, such as their communication, their teamwork, the problem solving, the critical thinking, all of those skills that are really important. It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur, but what you need for the future of work, whether that's your own business or whether that's joining another business.
Thanks, Paulette. Murray, I might throw to you. Tell us a little bit about you, your role at UTS, and what you're looking for today.
Okay, I'm Murray Helps. I'm the Director of Entrepreneurship for UTS. I've got 490 startups we're supporting that have UTS people in the founding teams at the moment. Before that, I was at Fishburners running that, Startup Master, biggest survey of startups across Australia. And I started a company when I was 16 that was an ad blocking company. It grew to 100 million users over 14 years because I didn't know that that was hard. As a 16-year-old, the confidence you can have is amazing, and what you can get away with is amazing too, if you think you can. So I'm looking for confidence today and some good ideas.
Awesome. Thanks, Murray. Lucy, no stranger to our Future Anything programs. You were at our 2018 grand final, and we've been so lucky to have you a judge a few years in a row. Tell us a little bit about you and Project Rocket, and what are you looking for today?
Co-founder and CEO of Project Rocket, which is Australia's youth-driven movement against bullying, hate and prejudice. But it hasn't always been that way. Project Rocket started out as a small community project, an idea by two teens, just like people who are joining us today. So it just goes to show that when you have an idea and you're connected via lived experience, you can turn that into something much bigger and greater than you ever imagined. And that's what I'm looking for, that connection to lived experience and how your story is your expertise.
Awesome. Thank you. Well, judges, strap yourselves in, because we're going to have 5 fast and furious pitches. So get ready. For our first team today, we have from Ferny Grove State High School, Happy Koala. This is the second of 3 teams from Ferny Grove joining us in our semi-finals this year. How are you feeling? Are you feeling ready?
Yeah.
A little bit nervous?
Yeah.
Use that nervous energy and kind of channel it into your pitch. We're so excited to hear your idea, so we're ready when you are.
Next. There is no denying that koalas are a cute, next, cuddly, next, and adorable iconic Australian animal. But what if I told you by the time I'm 42 years old, koalas are going to be extinct? Next. By 2050, our beautiful native Australian animal, the koala, is expected to be extinct. Next. The koala population has rapidly declined by over 30% since 2018 due to bushfires, cars, habitat loss, diseases, and dog attacks. It is believed there could be less than 43,000 koalas left in the wild across Australia, and as of February 2022, they've been listed as endangered. Next. Happy Koala is a non-for-profit organisation that helps raise money for the Australian Koala Foundation by selling on-trend, high-quality pyjama pants. Happy Koala aims to support the foundation as much as possible to ensure a bright future for our beautiful native koala while satisfying customers and meeting their needs. Next, 70% of all profits made will be donated to the foundation and used to enforce a long-term strategy that will protect both koalas and their habitat called the Koala Protection Act, while the remaining 30% of profits will go back into the business to produce our pants. Next, unlike other koala supporting companies, for Happy Koala, quality is key. Our pajama pants are not only highly trending within the teenage audience, but also provide extreme comfort for all months of the year. Most other koala supporting foundations only rely on donations or adoption packs, which usually consist of a booklet and a low quality tacky teddy. However, Happy Koala gives a customer not only a reason to buy our pants, but also support the koalas even if it isn't their intention, meaning we have 2 completely different target audiences for the same product. Next. Koalas and their habitats are a big focus for us, so we are taking extra measures to ensure our business does not harm the environment. We use 100% compostable packaging from an Australian brand, Neon Packaging. This is in our attempt to stop our business from doing this, next, to the environment. Next. The pajama pants will be sold on our website, which gives customers from all around the world easy access to buy our pants. Next, a long-term strategy is to sell on big retailers such as Kmart and Target. Next. Social media marketing is essential in the teenage audience. Therefore, adverts like these will be used on Instagram and Facebook. Next. We are currently working on partnering with a local manufacturer company, Mantua, who are environmental and provide jobs for female refugees struggling to find employment. In the meantime, we'll use an overseas company to produce our pajama pants for about $10 each. Next. Happy Koala pants will be sold for $30 each, giving a per unit profit of about $20 with $13 donated. We are yet to release our pajama pants, however, 15 pre-sales have already been made. Next, overall, to start up my business, I'm asking for a total of $5,000. This money will help me to produce 475 pairs, either summer or winter range, depending on the season, and earning a total of $14,250. On my own, I might not be able to save thousands of koalas' lives, but we as a group can, and Happy Koala Pajama Pants is the first step. Buy pajamas, save koalas.
Ah, amazing. Cracking job. You nailed it. With time to spare. Didn't even need the bell to ring at the end. I'll welcome our judges on screen. And Lucy, I might start with you if you've got a question for the team.
Absolutely. So my question is how it's very specific. How do you connect to the plight of koalas personally? Why does this mean so much to you? Obviously, it's really, why for you?
Sorry, it was a bit like it was glitching, but I think like why does it connect to me?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry? Yeah. So I live in a place that has lots of koalas, and we were noticing that a lot of koalas were getting like sick in our yard, and we were having to call like koala rescuers to come and get the koalas and save them. And so I was like, I want to like save koalas, and I started to look up how much of koalas are still like around and stuff like that, and there really isn't that many.
Awesome. Great to hear that personal connection. Paulette, I'll throw to you.
Yeah, great pitch. Thank you for that. You mentioned Mantua. Is that Mantua sewing that you were talking about?
Yeah.
Where your partner's great? Awesome. That's fantastic. My question is, and you may have covered this, but do you already have some customers? Do you already have some revenue coming in?
We have done, pre-orders, like pre-sales, yeah.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Oh, Murray, over to you.
That was amazing, and I love koalas. So I'm on board, count me in for a pre-sale. But how did you arrive at 70% revenue split? Where did that number come from?
It was just kind of more like I just want to give as much as I can to the koalas, and so I still need to produce the pants. So I thought that 30% is enough to produce my pants, and also with like the amount of money coming in, I did have a slide saying that like we'll do smaller runs and then reinvest. So hopefully with less, we will make more money.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Epic work. All right, one pitch down, 4 to go. Let's welcome Bribie Island State High School to our virtual stage, and we have the Beach Loadout joining us. Team, how are we feeling?
Good, thanks. And yourself?
Oh, do you know what? I'm great. Thanks for asking. We're so pumped to see you pitch. So we're ready when you are.
Yeah, lovely. All right. So
our idea is solving an extremely, next slide, please. Our idea is solving an extremely relevant issue in today's society, plastic pollution. There are millions of tons of plastic in the ocean which destroys the earth and is killing sea life and even entire ecosystems. This is an issue that has already had an incredibly negative effect on the world, from rising sea levels to global warming. Our goal is to reduce littering and pollution in our world. Next slide, please.
Our business is called the Beach Loadout. We sell customizable, eco-friendly beach carts. Our carts are made from recycled plastic, which we source from the ocean. Our goal is to clean up the earth and keep it clean. As everything will be kept together in the cart, the main structures of the cart will be made from the recycled plastic, such as the structural poles, the wheels, belt tires, and the other parts depending on the customizability. Next slide, please. The Beach Loadout is not for profit, with our money going back into the business and 10% of profits going to companies such as Tangaroa Blue and the Ocean Cleanup, as both companies clean up the ocean. To source the plastic, we will team up with these companies and use some of the plastic that they have taken from the ocean and the power of friendship to clean up the ocean and to create our things. Next slide, please.
The beach loadout will be located along the beach and at market stalls, so families out and about can purchase a beach cart if they need/don't have one. At these locations, there will only be pre-built and a limited number of accessories available. There will be base model carts and popular combinations of all the different sizes to cater for everyone's needs. We would also look to sell to big retail companies such as Myer and City Beach. The Beach Loadout website will have all available customizations easily at hand for customers to choose which accessories they would like on their cart. Next slide, please. The prices of the carts will vary, as there are different sizes of the carts and different accessories. With a base model cart, the sizes will begin from $50 to $110. The price of accessories will differ due to the manufacturing cost and the size of the accessory. Next slide, please.
To promote our product, we'll have a few forms of advertising. The first form is the shop front and the physical signs around the beach and the beach area. These signs will direct people to either our store or to our website with a QR code. We will have adverts on TV and social media like Facebook and Instagram, which will direct people to our website. We'll use these forms of media as they are the more popular media for our target audience. Next slide, please.
A lot of other brands sell beach carts. However, our point of difference is our quality and customizability. Brands such as Anko and Anaconda produce beach carts that are cheap and bad quality. Other brands like Vuli create one size and have limited use. Our beach carts are multi-purpose, made from recycled materials, and provide a range of customization options from size to accessories. We are asking for $10,000 to source the recycled materials and to start the business. Thanks for listening.
Amazing work, team. We'll welcome our judges back to the stage. And Paulette, I might start with you. A question for Bribie Island on the beach loadout.
Yeah, great pitch, guys. And a beach cart is definitely something that that I could do with. We go camping quite a bit on the beach, and the fact that you're doing it at the beach, it's not something that people think about, until they get there. So great work. Did you mention who you were going to manufacture or partner to manufacture this product? You mentioned that you were sourcing the waste products from those organisations that you mentioned, but have you got a manufacturer in line at the moment to make the carts?
Not at this point in time, but what we've focused on is how we're going to source the materials first, and then we'll start looking for someone to help manufacture the products.
We can also, the carts should be easy enough to assemble, so we can assemble them ourselves. And then once production requires us to produce them in large amounts, we can look for a partner then.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you.
Cool. Murray, over to you.
Have you thought about whether it's a good idea or not to put plastic back onto the beach with these? Or whether another material might be incorporated that then makes it biodegradable while also salvaging plastic in some other way?
Sorry, that cut out.
Sorry, have you thought about whether plastic is the best thing to make this out of, given there's a lot of plastic in the ocean?
Yeah, so we're not using 100% plastic. There will be other materials, but we're using plastic to also help take it out of the ocean, and it should be durable enough to last in the carts.
It also doesn't rust and is not prone to weather damage, such as like some metals, especially like steel and that, they rust pretty quickly, especially around the beach. So we're also making the body of the cart out of canvas so that it's weatherproof as well.
Good answer.
Well done, team. Lucy, over to you.
Love the pitch, guys. Love the idea. And I'll just say that I live with two miniature dachshunds who get very hot paws on the beach. So I can see that this would serve lots of different purposes. And with that in mind, I was going to ask what, your conversations with family and friends have showed you about the potential market for this. So what have you learnt about, the customer need for this kind of a product out there?
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. We've got 3 beach carts at home. They're all missing at least one wheel. And honestly, like I've seen a lot of people who are just like pulling the cart along the beach and they're just dragging it through the sand because the wheels don't turn. So that's why we want to make ours a bit better. We're going to use actual wheels so that it'll roll. And also I'll just have a lot of when I've talked to people, they're like, oh, the quality's kind of bad and you can't really fit much in it.
Yeah, and we live on a beach, so there's lots of people and tourists and things who will need this sort of thing when they just go out for a beach day.
Epic work, team. Congratulations. You can breathe a sigh of
Thank you.
relief. And we now have our third team hitting our virtual stage, joining us from Emerald State High School, their second team in our semi-finals. We have Verifiers. Welcome to the semi-finals. How are we feeling?
Is it muted?
Is it working?
You can hear us?
Yes.
Awesome. Feeling very excited. Super nervous though.
Yeah.
Good mix.
Good. Just use that nervous energy. I think it's good to be a little bit nervous because it shows that you care. So we're so thrilled to have you involved. So we're ready when you are.
Awesome. Thank you. Whew. Everywhere you go, you are breathing contaminated air. Every breath you take is filled with gas emissions from cars, planes, and factories that are harmful to your heart and lung health. In fact, air pollution is attributed to 11.65% of deaths globally. That's about 7 million deaths a year. To ensure you and others don't become part of that percentage, we have just the product for you. Hi, I'm Anastasia.
And I'm Angelina. And we are here to introduce to you the Verifier, a very easy solution for better air quality. But what is the Verifier? Next slide.
The Verifier is the cutest and simplest way to prevent sickness and combat pollution in your car. It's a customizable bear with an interior air purifier. Next.
As you can see, I have with me our first prototype for the Verifier. With us is a blueprint for the second version of the bear. Ideally, the bear will be 15 centimeters in length and 8 centimeters in width to fit the air purifier. It will have suction cups attached to its extremities, which can then be put anywhere in a vehicle as desired by the purchaser. The air purifier can be removed via zipper from the back of the bear and put into different bears with different outfits or different skins. This will increase the versatility of the target market and make sure they come back for more. Next slide.
We have investigated if an existing purifier matches our needs, and we have not yet found what we are looking for. The air purifier needs to be capable of filtering common air impurities in vehicles, as well as being 5 to 7 centimeters in width and 8 to 10 centimeters in height. Next.
95% of the Verifier profits will go toward bettering our business, and the other 5% will go towards Youth Road Safety Queensland. This is because we are strong advocates for road safety, especially among those of our own age. And our product itself targets those who drive. Next slide.
But a genius idea like this doesn't come from nothing. We need you to help us achieve our dream. To help expand our business, we are asking for $4,500 and connections with an air purifier manufacturer. Your funding will be put towards hiring a textile specialist to construct and design the initial 30 bears, paying ourselves for 10 hours of our time to get this idea off the ground, and the remaining funds will be spent on the construction of the air purifier. Next.
So remember, pollution indirectly kills 7 million people yearly. Your funding will lower this number and save hundreds of lives. Invest in the Verifiers for a cleaner and cuter tomorrow.
Awesome.
Well done, team. You didn't even need the extra 30 seconds. You were all like, we can get it done in 2 minutes 30. We're all over this. I love that. Murray, I might throw to you first. Questions for the team on Verifier.
I love it, but I'm going to ask why bears?
Why bears? That's a very good question. I think it's partly because of the name. We've got Verifier, works pretty well, but in future we'd definitely be keen on expanding the line and maybe having different animals. But bear was just our initial thought. Teddy bears? Yeah.
Okay, love it. Thank you.
I'm going to cue to Lucy, who I know for sure is going to ask for a Dachshund, a fire, like somewhere. So I feel like the question's definitely going to lean in there. Lucy, question from you.
Oh, not even. I can barely even handle the cuteness of this pitch. There's so many tons to go. I love it. I was going to ask what your plans are to market this product to a really wide audience.
Yeah, we definitely do have an enormous target audience. Probably social media would be our main idea, because it tends to be everyone of all ages, all interests on social media. That's our initial idea, yeah.
Awesome. And Paulette, over to you.
Yeah, great pitch. And similar to Murray's question, I was wondering if there's an opportunity, but I guess it kind of impacts the name a little bit of rolling out or using other kind of tools for your purifiers. So your main I guess tool is the purifier. Have you had that tested? Have you done testing with having that installed into the bear or into the product?
Yep. Yeah, so with our initial prototype, it's this one here, we have actually already bought and installed a purifier into it. Only concern, doesn't fit very well, and that's part of the reason why we need connections with an air purifier manufacturer so that we can specifically make them for the bears. But yeah, our first prototype does have an air purifier installed.
Love
Great.
it. Excellent work,
Awesome.
team. Nailed
Cool.
it. 2 minutes 30, got all over it. The judges are hooked. They want a bear hanging in their car. So you can breathe a purified sigh of relief for a moment. And we will cue our fourth team. We're flying through these. We're floating from Emerald in Queensland down to Sydney to have our team from Loreto Kirribilli join us. Green Canteen. How are we feeling, team?
Good. We're excited.
And speaking in unison, which is the best. Awesome. Well, we're super pumped to have you pitching in our finals, and we're ready when you are.
Before we begin today, we'd like to ask all students a question. How will you get your lunch today? Slide.
If your answer is from my school canteen, then you'd be part of the overwhelming majority number of students that do that at least once a week.
Slide.
The harm? Well, when you go to buy your daily orange juice from the canteen or splurge on that pizza special, there is a high chance that this exchange is jeopardizing the health of the earth.
Slide. We are 3 high school students from Loreto Kirribilli, and just our school canteen alone goes through 1,200 single-use containers a week. That's 1,200 containers that are used once and then thrown straight into landfill, where they take thousands of years to break down, if at all. On a larger scale, single-use food wrappers and containers make up 31.14% of global plastic pollution, the most common source of plastic pollution in the world. What's more is that we calculate that our school would spend upwards of $36,000 per school year on these containers alone. Slide.
In light of these issues, we at Green Canteen have come up with a solution: a reusable food container system for any school canteen. How does it work? Just follow these 3 simple steps.
1. When you buy your lunch from the canteen, instead of receiving it in a single-use container, you'll receive it in one of our specially designed reusable ones that is scanned along with your school ID, so we know you have it. And 2, when you're finished with your meal, just drop the empty container at one of several return bins around campus. At this step, when the chips are scanned, it records the use of a container, and schools are able to keep track of the gross number of times the containers are used. Schools can then compare this figure to the amount of waste they would estimate would have been produced without the reusable system. In this way, schools can tangibly measure their impact, which is essentially good marketing for the school itself.
3, the containers are collected and washed, ready to be used for the next day.
Slide. Now for the details. We will sell our system as we define one unit, which is composed of 300 custom containers, 2 wheelie return bins, 2 bin surrounds, and 2 chip scanners. When the cost of production and partnerships of manufacturing and shipping are accounted for, we conclude that our final production cost would roughly be $5,000 per unit. Slide. If we scale this up to account for overhead and unforeseen costs, we can estimate that the cost of buying a unit will be at most half of what our school would otherwise spend in a year on containers, and as little as a quarter of the price, depending on nuances.
So why support Green Canteen?
Slide.
We believe that our system has the capacity of revolutionising school canteens for the better. We hope that our product is just one step towards a sustainable, and you have the power to help.
Slide.
If you'd like to know more about our company or product, then please scan the QR code on the screen for more information. Thank you.
I was scanning the QR code, hence the delay to get on. Can we leave the QR code up, Andrew, just in case anybody in the audience missed that, and then can also snap it while the team. Awesome. Well done, team. Excellent pitch. Love it. I'm going to throw to our judges, and Luce, I'll throw to you. Any questions for Green Canteen?
Yeah, love the pitch and love this idea. I think it's fantastic. I was going to ask about hygiene. First thing that comes to mind is a fair bit of slop potentially associated with the reason this product, and wanted to get your take on, especially in a post-COVID world, you know, how this product might be used while maintaining really healthy kind of school standards for hygiene?
We know that we would require dishwashers that would have to have high heats and extreme sanitation. And at our school, we're fortunate enough to be able to invest in that kind of product. So that's how, because our marketing would originally start with just our school investing in this product. And we know that if we were to get it to work within our school and have the dishwashers in our school available, then we could see where it would go from there.
Thanks.
Great job. Paulette, over to you.
Yeah, great pitch, and it's a really great idea. And having visited lots and lots of schools, I know that this is a really big issue. I was wondering if you'd also thought about how you get the school really involved, or the students really involved in grabbing those containers. So have you thought about some sort of gamification or some way of kind of linking it to school groups or even clubs or sporting groups or things like that?
Yeah, so at our school, we actually have an environmental council, which is made up of selected students from each year group, and they work with one of the teachers at our school on different policies that we can implement, and they do a whole bunch of advertising about currently the best way for our school to recycle, using as much as possible using the current canteens that we have. So we would obviously work alongside them to develop a whole range of initiatives that we could advertise this product to our school with, because our school is already very interested in sustainability.
Great, thanks.
Great job, team. And Murray, over to you.
I actually don't have a question, but that was such an impressive presentation. Everything that kind of springs to mind, you did refer to in the presentation. It's perfect. Really well done.
Thank you.
Excellent work, team. All right, take a breather. I can't believe it. We're up to our final pitch for semi-final two. It's been fast and furious and fun. So joining us from McGregor State High School for our final pitch, we have Swapperoo jumping on our virtual stage. How you feeling? Feeling ready?
Yeah.
You're going to be great. We can't wait to hear your pitch. So we're ready when you are ready.
Okay. Did you know it takes 2,720 litres of water to make one cotton t-shirt? That's right, 2,720 of these just to make one of these. Even worse, we only keep our clothing for a very short period of time. Next slide. According to research conducted by the Queensland University of Technology in 2022, Australians discard close to 800,000 tonnes of clothing and textiles each year. Next slide. That equates to the weight of 800,000 of these. It gets even worse when we find out that only 7% is recycled. Next slide. Good morning, I'm Jennifer Trilla, founder of Swapperoo. At Swapperoo, we want to reduce textile waste by giving parents with growing children a platform to swap garments and keep their babies stylish sustainably. Next slide. Babies, toddlers, and preschoolers grow out of clothes really fast. When we consider that there are approximately 300,000 babies born in Australia each year that have around 50 items of clothing in their wardrobe, potentially 1.5 million items of clothing may end up in landfill every few months. Next slide. My social enterprise, Swapperoo, is a service platform that allows parents to swap clothes that no longer fit their growing child from 0 to 5 years of age for clothes that fit. Parents will be paying a monthly subscription fee of $15, which is $180 a year. With this subscription, they will be eligible for 2 swaps a month, during which they can swap as many clothes as they like. Any items that are damaged are still eligible to be returned and will be repurposed into bibs and spew rags. Next slide. My target audience are the 500,000 mothers who live in Queensland with young children. Considering parents are spending approximately $1,620 per year on clothes, with my business, parents will save $1,440 a year. Next slide. To develop my idea, I'm looking for $3,000 in pre-seed funding. In the first year, I plan to reach 1,500 subscribing customers in Brisbane, bringing in $30,000 in revenue monthly. I'm also planning to partner with brands such as H&M and Zara to get their end of season stock for free or minimal cost, since these big retailers produce 52 micro seasons a year. Next slide. Your investment will help us take the idea of a circular economy straight to the market. These funds will cover website domain and hosting fees, as well as a graphic artist. A significant marketing budget won't be necessary, as I can access parent communities through early childhood associations, playgroups, and Facebook groups. For further growth, I'll target rural and remote communities and Swapperoo is a social enterprise based on the latest Australian research. Next slide. The time to invest is now. We haven't got a second to waste. Thank you for your time today.
Excellent work. That was such a great pitch. And we know that fast fashion is contributing so much to the challenges that we have around climate and the environment. So a really important cause, I think, to solve in a really creative way. Paulette, I'll throw to you. Any questions on Swapperoo?
Yeah, that's a really great pitch, and it is a big problem. Textile waste is a really big problem. So yeah, well done. I was just wondering if you knew of any other organisations that potentially have like a swapping kind of idea. Do you have any competitors with your idea?
From what I know, I don't think there are any competitors that swap clothes. I know that there are people that sell clothes for cheaper prices, but they don't swap them.
Awesome. Murray, over to you.
Okay, I love it, but one of my concerns with ideas that are saving people money is that you then have less money to spend on marketing to acquire more customers. How were you going to spend the advertising budget that you mentioned to acquire new customers?
So my marketing budget is not that big, since I will be accessing people through playgroups and Facebook groups.
Okay, so relying on the kind of word of mouth and the kind of group mentality.
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you.
Awesome. Lucy, over to you.
The last question, you partly answered this, but I was intrigued to see some of your sales partners in the early childhood space. Do you have existing relationships with these potential partners? So some of those childcare centres and playgroups that you referenced?
No, I don't.
Maybe tell us a bit about your plans as to how you could start those relationships, get them moving.
Well, I could give them like a deal or something to help them partner with me and advertise to their customers.
Awesome. That sounds great.
Great job. Tough questions from the judges, but you nailed it. So, and the great thing is, at this point, the pressure moves from our pitching teams onto our 3 judges. So these legends are going to depart our room now and have a rigorous and robust conversation around picking a winner and a runner-ups team. So we'll say goodbye to them and we will see them back in a few minutes. Now, whilst they are deliberating, if you're watching this, you have a very important job as well. The judges pick our winner and our runner-up, but you get to pick your favourite team, and the team that amasses the most votes will win our People's Choice for this round and potentially snag themselves a golden ticket through to our grand final. So the link is on your screen now. We're going to pop some tunes on and we'll give you 5 minutes. Jump in there, vote for your favourite team, and when we return, our judges will reveal our winner and our runner-up, and we will tally the votes and announce our People's Choice winner. All right, so we're just waiting for our judges to jump back in. So give us a few seconds and they'll get back in a moment. And in the meantime, I know that Jess is rapidly collating the people's votes in order to announce who is the winner of our People's Choice. It's been really tough. All the votes have been flooding in, so I know that that's been super close. And so I'm just waiting for Paulette and hopefully Lucy to jump in. They're missing the big reveal. Murray, did the conversation get so robust that you've actually blocked them from coming back in? Is that what happened
Yeah,
here?
I'm not surprised. That was a robust conversation. Isn't it nice when you see people present and you're like, oh, that's obviously the winner. But today, everyone presenting could have been the winner. It was quite hard to decide.
Well, what we need to hear, we'll invite our teams to pop their cameras back on so we can see their beautiful little faces. And we will get you guys, who's going to be the chief spokesperson or is going to reveal. We'll have the runners up first, and then we will have the winner of the semi-final announced.
Okay, so I think it's up to me to do the honours, and I just wanted to share how impressed we were across the board by your passion, your confidence that Murray was looking for, your connection to lived experience that I was after. They were some truly, incredible solutions to some really serious problems that we're facing collectively. So just a huge congratulations. It was incredibly difficult for us to make this decision, but we have arrived at a runner-up and a first place. Our runner-up for today was, drumroll, Green Canteen. Congratulations. Big round of applause.
Yay. Yeah. Excellent work, team. And now
Well done.
the big reveal.
Yeah, such an innovative solution there to a huge problem across schools. And the big reveal of in first place, we had Happy Koala. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
We were so impressed. We thought your project was so well researched and so thorough and rigorous, and you'd really covered all angles. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Incredible work.
I didn't think I'd get this far.
My favorite is the reactions. I thank you. I have the winners of the People's Vote, and I'm just looking at the graph. It was super close between a couple of teams. So there were only, a very small number of votes separating them. But I can reveal that the winner of the People's Vote, with the option of potentially snagging a wildcard entry through to our grand final, is Green Canteen.
With all my votes.
Excellent work, team. Congratulations. Well done. Awesome. Well, congratulations to our 5 teams for what were 5 really incredible pitches. It was tough to make a decision between all of them. You all presented so confidently and so compellingly. I also want to thank our 3 judges for giving up an hour of their time in order to not only support what we do, but more importantly, to support our incredible young entrepreneurs and the work that they've put in to get this far. So Paulette, Murray, Lucy, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your expertise and your time with our young people.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Congratulations.
Awesome. Cracking day. And if you loved what you saw, the great thing is we have 6 more semi-finals. So in half an hour, we go again and you can join us. And if you're keen to see our grand final teams, including our winner from this round and all the other rounds pitch at our national grand final, we have just opened tickets to the national grand final. It will be held at the Trifford in Brisbane as a live event. It will sell out, so we encourage you to jump in and snag your tickets sooner rather than later. But if you're not located in Brisbane or you can't be there in person, we will also be live streaming the event. So jump online and snag a live stream ticket if you also want to tune in and watch our grand final. Thank you for joining us today. Congratulations to our teams. Thank you to our judges. And why not stick around and join us in half an hour for our 3rd semi-final. See you soon.